Well, guys, I know it's only been 2 days since the game came out, but it's here. The Arkham Knight review. Now, disclaimer right now, there will be spoilers in this game, or this review of the game. And and spoilers will include how the story ends, who the Arkham Knight is, plenty of other stuff that goes on. If you guys do not want spoilers, or if you've not played the game yet, I recommend that you do not watch this video. I'm telling you right now, so don't be leaving in the comments section saying, oh, you ruined it for me, even though you told me there was going to be spoilers. I thought that maybe you were lying. No, I'm not lying. I'm going to be talking about pretty much the entire game, like from start to finish, like not in explicit detail, but just talking about pretty much the entire game. So let's get started. Okay, so it picks up 9 months after the events of Arkham City. Now everyone's always been like, oh, it's going to be taking a year after, and it's like, no, it's 9 months. The beginning of the game, I didn't know what I was doing, because all we see is this Joker, and apparently it's in the cremation. And I'm sitting there, I'm waiting, I'm just like, is this gonna start anytime soon? Then I start fiddling with the controllers with the analog stick, and then suddenly, whoosh! I'm the cremator. I'm the one who's pushing the button, not Jim Gordon. I'm the one pushing the button. So good way to start up the game. Then you got Scarecrow. He's evacuated like a good, I'd say 90 to 95% of the city is pretty much evacuated and gone. So it goes on with a lot of different points, bringing in, the new Batmobile, showing a bunch of other stuff, including bringing Batman straight to Ace Chemicals, I think. Was it Ace Chemicals? Ace Chemicals, where he goes in to, stop the fear gas bomb. While inside, the fear gas is affecting him along with something else. The Arkham City events are still taking a massive effect on Batman in this game because of one simple fact. Joker's blood is still running through his veins. Even if the Titan curse isn't killing him, or Titan poison isn't killing him, Joker's still in there, and he knows it. So, then it goes on with a couple of other things. So, we get a sort of flashback as to a bunch of different people who survived from the Joker attack back in Arkham City when he sent it to a bunch of different Bloods all over Gotham, which was insanely crazy. And, we see four different people who all happen to be infected with the Joker's blood, and then you see one empty cell, which apparently is for Batman. But that's not revealed until later. It does, however, sort of, hint at it. It's like there's going to be a fifth one here very, very soon. And then it cuts back to the scene in Ace Chemicals, and this was, holy crap, what we definitely were not expecting. Okay, I just want to go off the bat and say this. Mark Hamill, a couple of years ago, actually stated to the press that he had no intentions of playing the Joker ever again. Guys, Mark Hamill returned. The Joker returned. And the best part is, he was there for the entire game, which was completely insane. I loved it. Having Joker there wherever you went, that was awesome shit right there. I mean, Joker is one of the best comic book villains ever, and to see that he's still affecting the Arkham series as much as he is, it's really great. The stuff with Riddler is it's kind of, out of your way kind of deal again. It's just like if you just want to powerhouse your way through the story, like that's what I did. I'm going to go back and do all the side missions later. But that's what you can do. You just power your way through the missions. One of the definite things that got me the most was when Barbara, or Oracle, was kidnapped by Arkham Knight, and then Batman started tracking her down. Jim found out that she was Oracle. We get a little more into the Arkham Knight. Batmobile gameplay actually was really great in this game, but slight problem with it, in my opinion. I think they relied a little too heavily on making the Batmobile a big deal. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I loved the Batmobile. And it's not easy to get used to at first. I mean, it's like you got to play for a little while and really get a feel of how the Batmobile runs. It's like playing, hey, you played this Grand Theft Auto. This one's, got some different controls on it. So, but it was a really good way. The battle mode was really easy to help with all the tight spaces. Getting the Batmobile into a lot of different places was sometimes a little tedious. Some other things that happened throughout the game. What else? Like I said, they relied a little too much on the Batmobile. I think that's a sort of negative, because the Batmobile, we've been wanting the Batmobile, and it's definitely awesome, but when you have a new card and you play it repeatedly, it does kind of get old and tedious. So I think that's probably the biggest issue with the gameplay, is that you are forced to rely on the Batmobile far too heavily, which really takes away from a big portion of the gameplay. And let's continue on with this review. Constantly going back and forth between the GCPD and your current locations, and just interweaving with a bunch of different characters. You really only necessarily have to encounter Penguin one time, as well as Riddler and a bunch of other characters. The story is really straightforward, a lot of twists and turns, really good. And to see, I kind of wasn't surprised when they showed who the Arkham Knight was, and this is where it's going to be the big spoiler. So, first off, I want to say this was another spoiler. We thought Barbara Gordon had been KO'd, because that was insane. We saw the fear toxin. I was like, please let it be the fear toxin. Please let Batman just be going a little. Oh, man. I was personally, my jaw dropped when I saw it. And she pulled the trigger on herself, which was... Oh, man. There were some... I will admit there were some jump scares in this game. I came across Man-Bat after running into Azrael. It was Azrael. I can't pronounce his name unless I see it right in front of my face. Arazel. Jump scares like that. And the only other jump scares I had after that were the first-person views, which are at the end of the game. We'll get to that in just a sec. And it just kept on going with a really good story. After thinking that Barbara's dead, it goes into basic war zone with Batman turning to Poison Ivy in order to stop the smoke cloud of fear gas, which is going to pretty much cover the entire city. And it's, oh my god, guys, so much stuff in this game. I don't think I'll have enough time to talk about really all of it. But one of the things I definitely think was really great was the combat has been upgraded to its absolute maximum potential. There are so many things, and they even incorporated some stuff, I think, from the Arkham Origins from time to time. I didn't really see anything particularly important, I guess. There was one moment where you come across the Anarchy mask and jacket, as well as I guess my PlayStation 4 wants to start talking. Anyway, the Anarchy Mask, the Electrocutioner's Gloves. I mean, you come across them. It's really the only revelation to Arkham Origins that we had. The oh man, stuff with Mark Hamill, just absolutely great. It was great having him throughout the entire game. So I guess I've talked about the main stuff that really sets it apart. So let's get back into the whole Arkham Knight thing. So they've really built him up. He's constantly trying to figure out who is the Arkham Knight, and it came down to one person. Now, this is a little nitpick for me because they told us this without actually telling us. Without it being false. The person who created Arkham Knight, he said that this character in particular had a past with Batman, had near military experience, and was a completely new character that we knew nothing about, that had not been shown before in any previous Batman, anything. However, there were clues throughout the game with Joker talking about the death of Jason Todd during the Robin and the multi-Joker gang along with Harley Quinn. Now, I was personally hoping that it wasn't Jason Todd because part of me knew that it was. But yeah, Jason Todd is in fact the Arkham Knight, and that was a slight letdown because I was hoping for a brand new character. But then again, I guess it does make sense, why would they give us a character that we know nothing about? We've had, interaction with all the other characters. So, really great stuff. Can't wait to play the Arkham Knight Red Hood story, which I haven't actually gotten into yet. So, we move on to the end of the game where Robin and Jim Gordon have both been captured by Scarecrow, and Scarecrow offers him a deal. Take off your mask and reveal to the world who you are, or watch your two closest comrades die. This is the point where I was thinking they're gonna get real close to it, but it ain't gonna go that way. But it did go that way. They took the mask off of Batman, which that is a completely, holy crap, that is a great way to finish this series. I was like, this is sort of a revelation to the Dark Knight trilogy, because in the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman, everyone thinks that Batman died, and no one knew that he was Bruce Wayne. In this one, the end of this trilogy, I'm calling this a trilogy because it's the Rocksteady trilogy. But Batman is revealed, and then we get the Joker gameplay, which we get in quite a few of the games, except for a second one. Oh, there's always some kind of hallucination thing going on in one of the games. But yeah, it's just really, really great. Oh my god. So then we got the gameplay as Joker, where you're pretty much going around with a gun and seeing what Joker is afraid of, being forgotten. And it was an interesting look into the mind of Joker to see that his mind really is in there. Batman knows him so well that he knows what he's afraid of, and he knows exactly what to use in order to mess with him. I'll be honest, there were some jump scares in there. The first time I saw that Batman statue just pop out of nowhere, when I turned around, I'll be honest, considering how close it was, I was kind of freaked. I was like, oh, shit. And then we got the big courtroom of Batman, and I'm just sitting there, I'm pulling the trigger, it's like, bam, 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 something's got to happen soon. And then suddenly, pop, there's another Batman. And I'm like, oh, okay, another stone Batman. Okay. What's going on? And then, boom, here comes the real one. Inevitably, it comes down to Joker being defeated, and Batman saying one of the most iconic lines from just all over the place regarding Batman when he's finishing off the Joker. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. One of the most iconic phrases of the Batman universe. And the interesting thing is that in the animated series from 20 years ago, that is the very line he used in the first episode of The Scarecrow. That is the very line he used. And it's a really good foreshadowing and I guess sort of inside joke, I guess. And then it gets to that point where he finally brings himself back to reality and gets, stuck again with more fear toxin. And then it just really gets crazy. Jason Todd shows up, frees him from, the strap chair he's in, and Batman turns the fear toxin on the Scarecrow. So now, the entirety of Gotham City, no, not even just Gotham City, the entire world knows who the Batman is. So the entire world knows that the Batman is, in fact, Bruce Wayne. Wow. So, that's pretty much the end of the game. However, at the end of the game, there was one thing that was said. He was talking to Alfred, and he said, activate the Nightfall Protocol. The bad part is, this is the last game that Rocksteady's doing for the Arkham series. As to whether or not it's the last game, period, regarding the Arkham series, I don't know. But, tell you what, guys. I really, really hope they continue on with, well, actually, no. I take it back. I don't think the Arkham series needs another continuation because, not by Image Splash or anyone else. I mean, Arkham Asylum was great. Arkham City was better. Arkham Origins had a good story. But this right here. This game. Right here. Hang on. I will be, right back. In my opinion, as a huge Batman advocate or fan, or just a huge Batman fan, Batman was my hero when I grew up. I say that this is by far the best, in my opinion, the best Batman game in existence. Coming up with a game that could possibly beat this, I don't see it ever happening, at least not anytime soon. It's such a great game. If you guys have not played it and you were looking at this because, hey, why not? Who cares about spoilers? If you guys have not played this, I recommend you play it because it is a truly amazing game. In my top 10 video for favorite video games, Arkham City, which is my second favorite video game series, the Arkham games, Arkham City was my second favorite video game. Not anymore. This right here. This is now my second favorite game of pretty much all time. Now, that's saying something. The only game that I think will actually beat this out for me is Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Anyway, on to the official verdict. What am I going to rate this game? Hands down, this is a 10 out of 10 game. This, I'm calling it right now, this already deserves, hands down, Game of the Year. Game of the Year, guys, is right here. It's in my hand. Oh my god. 10 out of 10. Aside from the over-reliance on the Batmobile, I have no problems with this game whatsoever. So, I guess there we have it. I mean, it was a truly great game. And I think I may have to play this on the New Game Plus. Oh, God. But I pretty much got, a lot of other stuff to go through. Just playing straight through the game, that gives you 25% trophies, so you're only getting 1/4. Anyway, if you guys have played the game and you've beaten it, let me know what your review was in the comments section below. As always, be sure to follow me on Facebook. That's in the description below. And as always, be sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Smash it repeatedly if you have to. Oh, man. Great game. Cannot wait for other games to just come out and blow my mind again, because this game right here, like I said, aside from the over-reliance on the Batmobile, I say that this is probably one of the greatest games of all time. Like, RPG-wise. Or action RPG-wise. As always, I've been Kendrick's people. And just have an awesome day. And one more thing before I go. I did record small different sections of my appearance at GameStop, the release night. I'll have that video up in a couple days. I got to do some editing, get, what I can down into a smaller video, because it's a lot of stuff to go through. So anyway, like I said, I've been Kendricks. Have an awesome day. Play that game because it's awesome as hell. Peace, guys. Peace.